May we be pure, that we may pass through the sacred. May we pass through the sacred, that we may attain the holy. May we attain the holy, that we be blessed in all things. Tonight we gather to celebrate the fullness of spring. At the equinox, the light half of the year began to grow in strength, and now we see the fruits of continued presence of the sun as the rays bless and hallow the good earth. The buds appear on the trees, flowers come into bloom, and the grasses are becoming ever more green and luxuriant. Tonight we give thanks to the continued fertility of the land, the flowers that are yet to become fruits and vegetables, and the pollinators who make it all possible. From the holy place within us, made pure and sacred, we begin by finding our centers. Take a moment to arrive into this space. If you are seated, rest back into your chair and find that place at your core where you are most whole and healthy, where you are truly you. Imagine now roots growing down from your feet, down past your floor, through your foundation of your house, down through the rocks and the clay, down through the sandy layers and the soil, down through the deep, dark earth, until you plunge into the waters, the chaos of potential below. Water is cool and soothing. Feel it bringing you peace. And when you inhale, prepare yourself to receive these blessings of the earth. And exhale with these waters flowing up through your roots, up past the bedrock, up through your floor, into your feet, filling you with this water from deep within the earth. Feel it as it rises up through your legs to pool in the cauldron of your loins. Once this cauldron overflows, feel these waters as they rise up past your midsection to pool in the cauldron within your heart, bringing you peace and contentment there. When this cauldron is full, feel it overflow, rise up past your neck, and pool in the cauldron in your head, bringing you peace and contentment of mind. And when this third cauldron overflows, feel those waters as they run down your scalp, down your shoulders and arms, drip off of your body, down into the floor, completing the circuit with the earth power. Feel that power coursing through you as though driven by the heartbeat of the Earth Mother. Letting go of all those things that no longer serve you, those things that bring you pain and hurt, those things that worry, those things that bring you anxiety. Let them go. Let them wash away in the water and feel the healing powers of the earth fill in those spaces, making you truly whole in this moment. Thusly filled with the earth power, send now your mind's eye up into the heavens to find a star just above you. Gather a single beam of light from that star and bring it to shine down upon you, resting on the top of your head, mixing with the waters there, moving down into the cauldron in your head, energizing you, energizing your thoughts and your mind. And when this changed water overflows, feel it running down your face, down your neck and shoulders, and filling the cauldron in your heart to change the water there. Feel this water mix and mingle, overflow, run down through your body to pool in the cauldron that sits in your loins. And as this cauldron churns and fills and changes to the waters of magic, feel it overflow and run down through your legs and through your roots to send that sky power deep down into the earth to mingle with the chaos of potential. The light above you is the chaos of order. The light below you in the waters is the chaos of potential. You stand now at the crossroads, filled with these two powers. You are whole and you are holy, for you have passed through the sacred. We will now begin this work, blessed in all things we do here together. Release the waters, release the light, holding only that which you need, and find yourself back in your chair, ready to do this work. Let us pray. The waters support and surround us. The land extends about us. The sky stretches out above us. At our center burns a living flame. May all the kindreds bless us. May our worship be true. May our actions be just. May our love be pure. Blessings, honor, and worship to the holy ones. And as we continue in our work, let us remember the names of those upon whose land we now stand. We honor and acknowledge that the land on which we reside is the traditional territory of the Ute, Cheyenne, and Arapaho peoples. We also recognize the 48 contemporary tribal nations that are historically tied to the lands that make up the state of Colorado. We honor elders past, present, and future, those who have stewarded this land throughout generations. We also recognize that government, academic, and cultural institutions were founded upon and continue to enact exclusions and erasures of Indigenous peoples. May this acknowledgement demonstrate a commitment to working to dismantle ongoing legacies of oppression and inequities, and recognize the current and future contributions of Indigenous communities in the Front Range. Please accept this offering as a gift, representing our goodwill, and allow us the opportunity to make right that what was long ago, and even today, made wrong. So say we all.
So say we all.
So say we all.
We call now to the Spirit of Inspiration. Spirit of Inspiration, you who bless and inspire our words, join us in this sacred space and silver our tongues. Honey our speech that our prayers may become sweet gifts to those who hear them. Spirit of Inspiration, accept our offerings.
Spirit of Inspiration, accept our offerings.
We make offerings to our sacred earth. Earth Mother, great sustainer, magnificent life giver, known in this place as Colorado for the land colored red. Support us, your children, as we gather this night in celebration of the fullness of the season. Everything we need comes from you, O great provider. We give praise to you, our foundation and strength. Earth Mother, accept our offerings.
Earth Mother, accept our offerings.
As our ancestors once did, so we do today, and God's be good so our children will do in the future. The blooming flowers host the native bees that flit from blossom to blossom, gathering the pollen that brings forth the fruits of our sustenance. The pollinators ensure the fertility of the earth achieves full rightness to sustain us, her children. We will call to them tonight. Let us begin by building our sacred center. Sacred well, reaching down to the depths, connecting us to worlds deep beneath Earth Mother. Be blessed by this silver and open as a gate to the underworld. Sacred well, flow within us.
Sacred well, flow within us.
Holy fire reaching skyward to the heavens, connecting us to worlds high above Earth Mother. Be kindled by this spark and open as a gate to the heavens. Dwelling place of the shining gods, goddesses, and deities. Holy fire burn within us.
Holy fire, burn within us.
Mighty tree spanning across the cosmos, connecting all worlds above, below, and around Earth Mother. Be honored by this smoke and water, and be as a beacon to those in the middle world, dwelling place of the spirits of the land. Mighty tree, grow within us.
Mighty tree, grow within us.
With the center hallowed and open before us, we now invite and make offerings to the kindreds. We call out to our ancestors, to you who have gone before us, those of blood and bone, those of heart and honor, those of hearth and spirit. Be warmed and welcomed by our fire. Bring the wisdom of your journeys to brighten the spirit of hope for the fertility of the land. Ancestors, accept our offering.
Ancestors, accept our offering.
We call out to the nature kin, you of the middle realm standing side by side with us, sharing in the bounty of the Earth Mother, guiding our feet along her paths. Be warmed and welcomed by our fire. Bring the purity of your hearts to brighten the spirit of hope for the fertility of the land. Nature kin, accept our offerings.
Nature kin, accept our offerings.
And we call out to the shining gods, goddesses, and deities on high. Granters of vision's truth, bestowers of wisdom's grace, gilded guardians of inspiration's muse. Be warmed and welcomed by our fire. Bring the powers of your healing to brighten the spirit of hope for the fertility of the land. Shining ones, accept our offering.
Shining ones, accept our offering.
Feel now your ancestors as they join you. If you're near your shrine, feel them. Feel the presence pulsating from that space. Feel them as they stand beside you. Feel your allies among the natural world as they join us, drawn by our warmth and by the flow of energy to guide you and guard you in this work. And feel your allies among the heavens as they shine down upon us, aiding us in this work with vision, wisdom, and grace. Tonight we call out specifically to the pollinators. The following words were written for a high day in 2017. As my patience for the pandemic and the distance between us all wanes, I find myself seeking the comfort of companionship outside. We've celebrated the return of the migratory birds, despite the late April snows this year. We watched with joy as the prairie dogs had their new brood of babies, which was awesome. Prairie dogs, for those of you who don't know, are like the squeaky toys of the natural world, and I love them. Don't pet them, though, apparently they have the plague. We even had a turkey on the property at work that caused quite a stir. But all of these different signs of the returning of the springtime season has really given me the energy to want to be outside and to be around people. But it wasn't until I was spending some quiet time outside in my own yard when the poignancy of the season hit me. I was watching the native bees, dozens of bees, buzzing around the grape hyacinths that I have outside the shrine. And I realized this is the largest number of bees that I've seen here in my yard since I moved to Colorado. They've continued on, thrived even, despite the state of the world. And it is this endurance that drew me to dig up these words to share with you once more, to celebrate the steadfast community of the bees. The sacrality of the bee has long been celebrated. The ancient Egyptians believed that the bee was created out of the tears of the sun god Ra. At the temple of Aphrodite, the priestesses were called the Melissae, which means honeybees, which is how I ended up Rev B. And Aphrodite herself was called Melissa, the queen bee. The Pythagoreans worshipped bees as Aphrodite's sacred creatures, who in their honeycombs created perfect hexagons. Their endless symmetry exemplified the underlying order of the cosmos. In Lithuania, the goddess of bees is Osteha. She was responsible for fertility and growth and was also the patron deity of families. Bees are the foundation of a healthy ecosystem. Flowers that are visited more often by bees will produce larger and more uniform fruit than those visited less often. This beneficial effect of pollination is most obvious in tree fruit. More than 100 important crops are pollinated by honeybees. 80 to 95% of the plant species found in natural habitats require animal-mediated pollination. Bees also provide health effects. Bee pollen is known to ward off infections and is typically present in raw, unfiltered honey, but absent from processed honey. Raw honey can counter pollen allergies and contains natural antioxidants called polyphenols, which help break down free radicals and reduce the risk of heart disease and cancer, heals ulcers, and promotes healthy sleep by fostering the release of melatonin in the brain, because bees are awesome. Royal jelly, a secretion bees use to provide nutrients to their larvae and adult queens, is said to boost fertility and help women become pregnant, hence fertility. Recent research has shown that royal jelly improves short-term memory in Alzheimer's patients by combating the free radicals that plague the fragile unsaturated fatty acids that compose brain tissue. It also helps with menopause symptoms and improves the collagen in your skin. In ancient times, honey was used to treat burns and wounds because of the observable healing properties. We now know that by reacting with the body's fluids to make hydrogen peroxide, raw honey creates an inhospitable environment for bacteria, thus sterilizing wounds. Bee colonies are divided into groups based on jobs. Drones, worker bees, nurse bees, etc. Each bee has an important job that must be performed as part of their unit or the whole hive will suffer. And jobs are assigned based on ability and have nothing to do with gender. For example, the nurse bees who secrete this royal jelly and care for the young are not all females. Worker bees are not all males. Gender in the social hierarchy of bees is not a concern. The only bee that has to be a female is the queen, because she actually has to procreate. Fertility is not about gender. Traditional Beltane festivals that celebrate copulation and make children's rites very awkward focus on that one job, but the entire ecosystem relies on the efforts of many, many more. Mirrored in our own society, we have long been fighting for equal rights and equal pay for equal work. There is a gross misconception that some genders are better suited for certain types of work, but the bees teach us that this just isn't so. Gender isn't a box we must live in, limiting who we can become as we evolve as humans. Gender doesn't define our strengths or our weaknesses. What about bees and the ways they relate to one another can we hope to apply to our communities? In addition to acceptance of the gender spectrum, bees are very organized, laborious, disciplined, and tireless. Bee spirits have a strong work ethic and are capable of high levels of productivity. They are social creatures that live within communities, all working together for the health of the colony. These are the traits we can and should strive to espouse. When a new queen is ready to take over, the old queen leaves with a large portion of her offspring to form a new colony. The swarm is the mobile colony with the queen at the center in search of a new place to call home. It is this behavior that has led to the Wiccan pagan practice known as hiving off. As the new high priestess or priest completes their training, it is expected that they will create and foster their own colony and continue to practice and begin to teach on their own. Swarms are highly misunderstood and often seen as a threat, but they are a natural part of the healthy growth of the community. New covens, groves, or practicing groups are not a threat. New groups need to exist alongside the groups with more tenure so they can learn and be prepared to continue the work when the elder group has reached end of life. This is what's supposed to happen, and we need this diversity and room to expand. Beltane is about the fertility of the land, and there is no greater symbol of the healthy ecosystem, all aspects in balance, than the bee. The hive is the symbol of community and harmony. The fruits of their labors are beneficial to all. During this time of heightened awareness of the growing and changing landscape around us, remember the lessons of the bees. You can follow your dreams and be who you want to be. You can work together with your neighbors and friends to keep your community healthy, and your healthy community will improve the health of the world. New hives will arise, and instead of viewing this as a threat, give them room to grow and to feed the community in their own way. We don't have to all be the same. How much different would it be if we were each given the freedom to succeed in our own ways? Listen to the bees. With this, we call out to the bee. Winged spirit of sweetness, we call on you. Teach us the ways of transformation and fertilization, the path from pollen to sweetest honey. Teach us to taste the essence of each place we alight, carrying that essence with us to continue creation's cycle. Teach us the ways of hope, reminding us that what seems impossible may yet be achieved. Flitting tears of the gods, draw us ever closer to the wisdom hidden within beauty. Give us flight and sunlight, passion and productivity, cooperation with those around us, and sharpened strength to defend our homes. May we ever spiral out from our hearts, searching for what we need, and return there once again, to turn those lessons into nourishment. Bee Spirit, we honor you.
Bee Spirit, we honor you.
So we have given of our love and wealth to the powers, that they may know our intentions. If we have made any error, know it was not out of disrespect, but out of what makes us who we are, our humanity. Now, let our voices arise on the fire. Let our voices resound deep in the well. Let our words pass the boundary to the other worlds as we say, pollinators, kindreds all, accept our offering.
Pollinators, kindreds all, accept our offerings.
May the true sight be upon me. May I see clearly what it is that the kindreds wish to share. Speak clearly, that all may understand. And be blessed by this wisdom. We come from a place of stillness, a place of quiet stagnation. We come from that place that is the hinge pin, the starting place for all other things. With a tremendous amount of luck, we come to our own with wealth that can be shared between us all. This I have seen. For those who speak runes, that is Isa, Perthro, and Feu. Do the folk accept this omen?
Hails!
Awesome. Take a moment to reflect upon this omen. Consider first how these blessings affect you, how you can find their expression in your life. Consider how these blessings relate to us all, how the community as a whole, and this electronic grove in particular, might be affected by the Great One's blessings. Now in your mind's eye, see these blessings manifest. A mist around us, a shining ray from the heavens, a deep welling from the bosom of the earth. See the blessings in your own way, and know the gods pour them out for you. All waters are, by their very nature, sacred, having touched all three realms, welling up from the underworld and the chaos of potential, pooling where it may across the middle realm, where it is kissed by the sun, rises up to touch the very heavens before raining down upon us, mingled with the powers of the upper world fires. For a time we set aside this portion to capture and hold the blessings of the kindreds as a gift to be opened and savored from within. Many are the gifts we have been given. On this day you have reminded us of the still place from which we have come, of the luck that flows for us, and of the wealth that is made more rich when we share it. Just as we have made offerings to the sacred fire that they may be transformed into a form that you can use, so too do we ask that you pour forth your blessings into this cup that we may receive them. Grant us your blessings, kindreds, and give us the waters. Blessings flow through us, sustain us, renew us. Behold the waters of life. Behold the waters of life. Social distancing cover-ups. The waters of life. The waters of life. Feel these blessings. flow through you, becoming a part of you. Feel them as they wash down through your body to be absorbed into your bloodstream. That the mark of the kindreds will be left by everything that you touch. It is a blessing to share these waters with you.
Oh yeah, I need this more.
Business over the horn, pitcher. Our first offering is a silent offering. We make this silent offering for the words written by one of our congregants, and we also share in this sentiment. May those murdered find peace in the afterworld, and may those still living in this space and in this time pursue justice in every way possible, until there is justice for all, until all includes all people of all races. We will not be silent.
So say we all.
We also have offerings for Rachel. They are getting married, and I get to go to the service. I'm so excited. For Rachel, offering to the ancestors on your betrothal. May they bless your nuptials and bless you with wisdom and insight as you move into this next phase of your life.
Hooray!
Help!
So say we all.
Rachel's ancestors. Just spending cash.
I think that's one of the things that I am looking forward to the most about returning to some sort of in-person space is to hear your words. I'm talking to this camera again, Steve, now his girlfriend. It's a light, selfie light. So it's easier for you guys to see us. But it pales in comparison to having you around our fire and being able to hear the sentiments that you share and to just hold that space and community with you. But I am thankful for all the time that you have spent coming to these little virtual rituals in our corner of the internet and helping us feel not alone during this pandemic. With that, after we finish closing down this service, we are going to Facebook Live and head on outside. We're going to light the first live fire that we've had at the Prairie Home since Samhain of 2019. And all of these offerings are going to be given up to the fire, and you are welcome to join and watch with us.
Keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out on Facebook. Give us about 5 minutes after we finish this to get our stuff ready and go outside. That being said, let us thank those that we have called who've joined us in this space. Sacred pollinators, for all your aid in sustaining life on this, the bosom of the earth. We give you our full honor and thanks. Pollinators, we thank you.
Pollinators, we thank you.
Shining gods, goddesses, and deities, noble kin who stand beside us, ancestors who've gone before us, for all your aid we offer our full honor and thanks. Kindreds all, we thank you.
Kindreds all, we thank you.
May the fire be but flame. May the well be but water. May all be as it was before, save the work we have done here. By our will and by our words, let the gates be closed.
Let the gates be closed.
Earth Mother, All Mother, our Mother, known in this land as Colorado, known in many places by many other names, for upholding us, providing for us, for your constancy and for your love. Earth Mother, we thank you.
Earth Mother, we thank you.
Spirits of inspiration, for honeying our words and silvering our tongues, we give you our full honor and thanks. Inspiration, we thank you.
Inspiration, we thank you.
And now, because I think it's rad, I would like to close with Axel's virtue blessing. Many things have been handed down to us generationally. May we walk with wisdom. May we seek through vision. May we act through courage. Many things have been handed to us by forces beyond our realm. May we move through our surroundings with piety. May we embody the spirit of hospitality. May we be ambassadors of integrity. Many things have been taught to us by the spirits of nature. May we inspire generations through fertility. May we temper ourselves through moderation. May we strengthen our resolve with perseverance. Many things we have been taught by our peers. May we see every living being through compassion. May we seek for every living being justice. May we foster for every living being the spirit of autonomy. May we carry these virtues taught to us by the kindreds and hold them close to our hearts, our minds, and our spirits. So say we all.
So say we all.
Go now, children of earth, in peace with the blessings of the kindreds and a fire in your heart. Thank you.